everybody, this is Corey Milligan, owner of New West Knife Works, here with Brian Graham, good friend of mine and winemaker in Napa. We just wanted to tell you about our new wine program in New West Knife Works. Just a little background, Brian and I met, gosh, I don't know, more than 10 years ago at the Jackson Hole Food and Wine event. And he was showcasing his wines. I was showing off my knives. We had some nice visit, traded some knives for wine, and it's been true love ever since. Since we moved to Napa with New West Knife Works, Brian and I have enjoyed many of his fine wines, and he's expanded my mind, taking me from an expert based on volume to having some appreciation of the fine craft of making wine. So Brian, why don't you give us a little introduction to what makes Napa special in terms of making wine?
Cool. I mean, it's all about the climate and the soil. I mean, we have wonderful afternoons, and then we have these really cold nights, and that sort of sets us apart. We're able to get this great ripening during the day, and then let the vines rest all night, and it just really cools off. So even if it's 95 or 100 degrees in August, it goes down to like 42 or 46 at night, and it's just this real nice calming period. The soil's just next to none, and it's just really, it's a blessed area of the country for sure.
That's fantastic. So, Brian, why don't you tell us just a little bit of your history as a winemaker?
Sure. Born and raised in Texas, went to school for architecture, and then halfway through decided I didn't want to be an architect. I sold everything I owned, long story short, and moved to France, went to the University of Bordeaux, and was there for a couple of years, and then came back to the States and ended up in Napa, and that's been about 24 years now.
And today, how many vineyards do you make wine for?
So I run the winemaker for 5 wineries, and then I consult on a few other really small projects.
Got it. Right.
Yep.
And maybe just a hot second, like there's winemakers and then there's vineyards.
Yeah. So I'm standing, actually, you caught me really good timing. I'm actually standing in the vineyard right now, walking the rows. So one of the jobs that I do is I manage the vineyard throughout the course of the year with the vineyard management company to make sure that, you know, everything's dialed in and we end up producing the fruit out of the vineyard that we really want. So vineyard managers run the vineyard and winemakers run the winery, and then they collectively work together all year long to produce world-class fruit.
Awesome. And so maybe we could tell folks why all of a sudden New West Knife Works is selling wine. You know, from our end, you know, we opened a store in Napa 3 years ago. We've made lots of friends with lots of folks at wineries. You know, what people might not appreciate is how small Napa really is. And, you know, lots of people come to visit, but it's really a tight-knit, very small community.
Very small, very small.
And so
community.
anyway, Brian, on why we're selling wine all of a sudden.
Well, you and I got together on this idea of co-branding. It seems like, you know, with your wines that I have available, the co-branding worked real well. We wanted to help out these wineries during COVID, and there's just some really special symbiotic relationship between you and I and what we can do. And I just felt like it was a great fit for us to be able to work together and just do some really cool co-branding. See if we can't help these wineries out a little bit.
Yeah, and maybe I'd just add, you know, what was compelling to me was because of COVID-19, the main distribution points for these boutique, very special wineries are not available. Like
exactly.
A lot of them only sell to the very finest restaurants. They sell through their tasting rooms, and most of the time you can't even buy these wines. They're now almost never available in a wine store. They're not available even online most of the time from the winery. And so not only we feel like we're helping out the vineyards move wine when they normally couldn't, but we're also creating this unique opportunity for our customers to actually try these wines that they normally wouldn't be able to.
Corey, you're absolutely correct. I mean, that's a couple of my wineries are 95% restaurant only. And, you know, when you can't sell wines to the restaurant and they're hurting so bad, it really changes your model. And then there's a lot of direct to consumer sales, and there's just, you know, it's a tough time right now. And so we certainly appreciate everything you're doing, and, you know, glad for the friendship for sure.
Yeah. And you know, being cowboy knife makers in Wyoming, it's very glamorous to be selling the world's finest wines on our website. So it's all great.
And then you got outlaw winemakers, so it works out really well together.
Yeah. So we're New West Knife Works. We're so excited to offer these wines to you, our customer, and I hope you recognize what a unique opportunity it is and enjoy.